Hi, I'm Pam Ragland. You may be looking for information about sex or porn addiction. You may even be wondering, am I addicted to sex or porn? Is sex or porn a real addiction? You may be looking to understand more about addictions in general. Or you may already know that you're addicted to sex or porn and wonder if there's any way that you can finally be free of it. This site is going to answer all these questions for you. First, let me talk about whether sex or porn is a real addiction. I want to tell you that yes, it is a real addiction. I literally wrote the book on addictions, The 7 Whys of Addiction, the hidden secrets that cause addiction, and the 3 keys to finally be free of them. I devoted an entire chapter to sex addiction because it's such a prevalent and fast-growing addiction. In fact, it's one of the fastest-growing addictions that we have right now. So yes, sex and porn is a real addiction. It follows the same MO as every other addiction. Regardless of what you may read certain places, regardless of what you may have been told, sex and porn is a real addiction. Typically, we have a difficult time recognizing it because we know what an alcoholic looks like, especially by the time you're drunk in the curb, but we don't really know what a sex or porn addict looks like. One of the things that I'm going to give you more information on is how you can find out more about specifically whether or not you happen to be addicted, and if so, how severe. So listen in. If you or your loved ones suffer from an addiction, or even if you wonder if you do have an addiction, you're in the right place. You're going to get information here that you cannot hear anyplace else. If you're suffering with a sex or porn addiction, even a mild one, you don't have to suffer any longer. If you're already hurting those you love, or if you feel like you're a slave to your addiction and you're not in control of your life, you can be free now. I'm going to tell you how you can get answers to questions such as, am I addicted to sex or porn? How do I stop my sex or porn addiction? Is there an addiction treatment available today that really works? If I do need treatment, do I have to check in somewhere to get treatment for this kind of condition? Or can I do it from the privacy of my own home? Besides being the author of the book, The 7 Whys of Addiction, I'm also the inventor of a revolutionary new addiction treatment called thought shifting. Thought shifting is a process that literally erases all the reasons for your addiction in the first place. It erases all the triggers. And in doing so, it allows you to have the freedom to choose to be free of your addiction, which is a huge luxury, because what I want to tell you right now is you're not doing this on purpose. And I'm going to explain that in the references that I'm going to give you in a moment. So thought shifting makes it much easier to give up your addiction so you can finally be free. And what I want to tell you is being free is the name of the game. In fact, stop right now. And I'd like you to imagine a time in your life when you were completely free of all of your addictions. And chances are, if you're like many people, sex or porn is not your first addiction. For many people, this is what's called a transfer addiction, or it's maybe one of many that you've experienced in your life. Very few people start out with a sex or porn addiction. Some do, but very few do. So I want you to stop right now and think back to a time when you were completely free of all your addictions, whenever that was. And now I want you just to notice how you feel. And I want to tell you, you can feel that way again. You can be free of your addiction. Until now, you may never have heard of me. What makes me such an expert in addictions? Besides growing up in an addictive household, my mom is still an addict to this day, my sister was a meth addict, my grandpa and grandpa were both alcoholics. I have had a quest to help people change more quickly, effortlessly, and permanently for many years. What happened was, in my quest to help people, I became an accidental addiction expert. I didn't plan on going down this road, and I especially didn't plan on going down the road of helping people with sex addictions. You guys just found me. And I want to say that I'm happy that I have been able to help. I just wanted to help people change more quickly and effortlessly. That's all I wanted. And out of that, I identified this process that I created called thought shifting. I discovered by accident, as my clients began giving me their testimonials, that either immediately or over time, their addictions just went away. And this included addictions to things like sex. In fact, another question you may wonder is, if I'm addicted to sex, can I have a normal sex life? And I want to tell you, yes, you can. In fact, your sex life will be better once you're not addicted to sex. That's the irony of it. So I heard story after story of people who were thought shifted, and after their thought shifting, their addictions just disappeared, either again immediately or over time. So I began targeting people with addictions, trying to figure out what is this thing that causes addictions, and to discover how I could help people with addictions even better. Because of helping people intentionally with addictions since those first successes, I have learned so much more. The information I've learned can help you too. In fact, I've been able to surpass other addiction programs and information out there because nothing else can erase all your past addiction triggers. Nothing. The only thing that can do it is thought shifting. You could compare it to, let's say, 1,000 years of counseling, for example. So you have access here to something you'll not find anywhere else, because no one else has gotten this far in addiction treatment and discovery, especially in this area that's rather new of sex and porn addiction. So here's what I have to help you. When you register, which is 100% confidential, you'll gain access to 2 different ways that I can help you. The first is if you simply want to learn if you or a loved one are addicted, and find out basic information about sex or porn addictions, you can choose my Understanding Addictions at Last audio series. If you need addiction treatment now, I suggest listening to the audios, which you can get right away if you need them, because they describe what I do in more detail, so then you can see if it's a fit. And the audio series has a lot of different volumes. The first volume is the basics, and I really recommend that everybody listens to this because it's like the foundation. And then there are some specific volumes that also address sex addiction as well, in more detail. Next, again, I'm the only one in the world to offer remote rehab. You don't have to check in anywhere. You can be free of this and any other addictions that you have from the comfort of your own home. I can actually erase all or part of your triggers using thought shifting. So instead of feeling the pressure and the compulsion to engage in your addiction, you can be at choice. So you'll learn how to inquire about that, and that program is called Masterpiece People. It includes my thought shifting process, and again, it's not found anywhere else but here. So it's easy to register. Simply enter your name and the best email to reach you at. Again, this is 100% confidential. Then you'll be taken to a page to find out more about my audio series, Understanding Addictions at Last, and my Masterpiece People program featuring thought shifting. I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next page. I look forward to supporting you.